let's see. I'm gonna say it this way. When you're interviewing for a Power BI job and the recruiter or the hiring manager is asking you all of these questions about what you can do and, have you done certain things, right? They're gonna keep hitting you with questions. I'm gonna say it a different way. They're gonna ask you more questions about Power BI, right? Because they're doing a couple of things. They're trying to get under your skin. They're trying to prove to themselves that they're smart and that they know a whole lot about nothing, right? But I'm telling you, when you say, you know what, if you don't mind, may I show you one of my projects that I've done before? May I show you? And they're gonna say yes, right? I've never had anyone to say no. They're gonna say yes. And then you're gonna go through and you're gonna be showing them your report and you're gonna be like going through and saying how you created certain visuals and why you created certain visuals. And it doesn't take more than about 5 minutes. It's not gonna take 3 to 5 minutes tops. And at that point, they're not gonna shut you down, but they're gonna be, okay, I got it, right? And they're not gonna ask you any more Power BI questions because now they already know you know how to build a Power BI report, right? At that point, listen, I'm telling you, hiring managers, guys in tech, do not like to feel stupid. They don't like to feel like they're like you may know more than they do. And you could or you may not, right? But they don't want to feel that way. So once you show them the report and you walk them through a couple of steps, and it's all high level. It's not in the weeds. It's all high level. This is how I did this, and this is why I did it. It's all high level in that conversation, right? They're not going to ask you any more questions. At that point, they're going to start asking you some random questions, So, I see you live in Atlanta. What brought you to Atlanta, right? I'm telling you, they are going to stop asking you questions. And that's the whole point of definitely creating this report. That's the whole point of creating a report and having multiple reports in your portfolio. Because we want to stop the madness off top. Because here's the deal. If you are just learning Power BI, right? Now, so what I'm gonna tell you is this. You can learn Power BI in 4 to 6 months and you're gonna be ready for a 6-figure job. Now, if you're already making 6 figures, that's cool. You'll be ready to get one of these hybrid opportunities. And if you already got a hybrid opportunity, that's cool. I don't know what you're out here for. If you already got hybrid, you already hybrid, you already remote, you already making 6 figures. Maybe you're just trying to do something different, or maybe you're getting ready to retire, and it works, right? If you're getting ready to retire, this is definitely a type of career that you can retire into because it really ain't that hard once you get into the positions, right? That's a whole nother conversation. I'm not going to beat that dead horse. But what I'm really trying to get you to understand is that when you have projects, when you have reports already in your portfolio, it makes the interviewing process that much easier. Because the guys that are interviewing you, now they're done. They're asking you, like for instance, so I'm in the Dallas area. Right? Now, typically, when I show my report to a hiring manager, and we're on the phone, we're on Zoom or whatever, and I show a report to a hiring manager, and they'll ask me several questions. I give them 3. I don't give them 4. I give them 3. You can ask me 3 questions. When you ask me 4, that means the conversation's going on too long, and I really want to be looking at TV because there's probably something new on Hulu that I'm trying to see. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna give you 3 questions, and I'm trying to end this 30-minute interview within about 15, 20 minutes because I'm trying to catch up on Paradise. Don't judge me, but I'm trying to catch up on Paradise. So what I do is I show them the report, and they're like, oh, okay, cool. So I see you in Dallas. Now, are you a Cowboys fan? Well, kind of. I like football, right? Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'm in Seattle. Oh, that's great. Are you a Seahawks fan? That's how the conversation goes. It just changes. It changes because now you've already demonstrated by showing your portfolio, and it's not the whole portfolio, it's just one report for about 5 minutes. By showing your report, you've proven, hey, I can do what I can do. But I'm going to leave that alone. So here's the thing. That's why, I said I'm going to leave it alone. Here's the deal. That's why I teach, that's why I'm teaching this particular, that's why I'm teaching this particular report in this video. We're using Power BI, and we are using cryptocurrency as the data source. I like to use cryptocurrency. I like to use stocks. I like to use football, baseball, soccer, basketball statistics. I like to build those reports out. You know, you can go out there, you can check out some of the other videos I have. I've got actually Fortune 500 companies that I've, you know, and it's the Fortune 500 companies is simulated data that I created, or me and my team have created, to where the data actually, you know, resembles the data within certain companies. I'm not going to go too deep into that. But anyway, this particular Power BI report we are creating, or I'm creating, so that I can teach it in Power of the BI Live Dallas on May 1st and 2nd. So real quick, if you don't mind, if I may have your permission, just give you real quick what Power of the BI Live Dallas is, and then we'll jump into this final video number 16 of 16 of our cryptocurrency report. So Power of the BI Live Dallas is a live event that I'm holding in Dallas at the Omni Hotel, downtown Dallas, on May 1st and 2nd. 2 days, 8 hours a day on Friday, May 1st, 8 hours a day on Saturday, May 2nd. And that's all Power BI. 8 hours of Power BI on May 1st and 8 hours on May 2nd. Then at the end of the day on Friday and at the end of the day on Saturday, we're gonna have some dope social networking events. I mean, I'm not gonna call it a party, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be a party. And it's gonna be, you know, a mad social event on both days, because I do believe in playing hard, and we're gonna play hard, and we're gonna learn some dope Power BI skills during the day, and we're gonna socialize and have a good time in the evening on both nights. But anyway, so that is Friday, May 1st and May 2nd. Now, today is, today is whatever the day is, but the early bird special did expire this past Sunday. It did expire this past Sunday. But as I told you guys last night, I said, if you stick with me last night, I will tell you to stick with me tonight, because tonight is the last of this 16 of 16 video series. And, you know, at the end of this video, I'm telling you, if you're interested in Power BI, if you're interested in participating in Power BI Live in Dallas, you want to be here at the end, because I'm gonna do something that I'm gonna give you some information at the end of this video that's really gonna make it worthwhile. Now, again, the Omni Hotel, there are several Omni Hotels in the Dallas area. We are going to be at the one in downtown Dallas. So if you're coming from out of town and you want to stay at the host hotel, it's at the one downtown Dallas. It's at downtown Dallas. Now, you don't have to stay at the Omni. And to be honest, you know, I'm not gonna say I don't care, but to be honest, you don't have to stay at the Omni downtown Dallas. Just to understand that the event, that's where the event's gonna be. But we're not getting any discounts. I'm not getting any kickbacks. Omni is not showing me any love, because we have a small space. Space is actually limited. I think we're actually down to a few spots left, and the Lakers 35, Houston 26. That's what's up. We got a few spots left, and the Omni is not giving us any discounts. I'm just telling you where it is, so that if you want to be in the area, that's cool. But if you want to stay at another hotel, that's cool as well. Or if you want to stay with somebody, I mean, that's all good too. But just understand is that the Omni downtown Dallas. Reservation and registration is different. Reservation and registration is different. You can reserve your hotel space now. You can reserve the hotel space now. And if you decide you want to cancel it. I mean, I'm not going to hold you hostage. Cancel it, but cancel within the required time frame for the hotel, right? Registration. If you want to register for Power of the BI Live Dallas, just go to my website, powerofthebi.com, and go up to courses, select Power of the BI Live Dallas, and you will be able to register. But if you have not registered already, Stick around because we are going to have, I'm going to give some good information. Just stick around. Now, for those that are catching this video after May 1st and May 2nd, you know, all of the discounts and all of the early birds and that stuff that I've been kicking around, listen, Power BI Live has already happened, May 1st and May 2nd. And I know that this video is not going to release until the last week in May or the first week in June. So if you're catching this off the replay, we're in mid-March right now. If you're catching this joint off the replay, you know, my apologies. There will be another Power BI Live. It's going to be in another city, but I'm not broadcasting that city yet. We've got some webinars coming up, but I'm not pushing the webinars right now. The only thing I'm pushing is learning Power BI using Crypto Report and Power BI Live Dallas. So let's get busy, baby, because I don't want to take up too much more of your time. So testing. You can't hear me out on YouTube. Testing. You can't hear me. Hey, I see you out there. Let's see. You can hear me on Instagram and Facebook. You can hear me on YouTube. For you guys that are out there on Instagram and Facebook, we are live on YouTube where you can actually see what's going on. You can see the presentation. You can see the report that's being created. And if you've already downloaded, if you already downloaded Power BI Desktop, if you've already downloaded the data source, the crypto data source, you can be building this thing right along with us. So let's get busy. So here we go. We are on video number 16 of 16. The reason why I keep emphasizing that we are on video number 16 of 16 is because this is it. This is the last video. We have been building this out over the past 15 videos. Now we're on video 16 of 16. We built this thing from scratch. Now, if anybody ever asked me, or if anybody ever had a question, say, T, how do I know you can really build a Power BI report? You know why? Because I built this one live, right? I built this one live. We built this report from scratch. There was nothing on here. If you want to go back to video number 1, you can check it out. We built this thing from scratch and it looked dirty. And it's going to look a lot better than this when we get done here tonight. It's going to look better than this when we get done here tonight. But just understand now, and here's the thing. The reason why I teach Power BI is because now, for those that don't know, Power BI is a commercial application. It's a Microsoft tool, just like Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, all that kind of stuff. But it's free. It's free. Why is it free? I've given my theories as to why it's free. You can catch one of my previous videos as to why it's free. But it's free. All you need is a PC in order to create Power BI reports using a desktop. Anyway, I'm gonna go and keep moving because I got 1,000 things that I can talk about, and we're just gonna get this thing moving. So over the previous 15 videos, what we have done is we've added one visual. We've added one visual to this report per video. We've added one visual per report on this video. One visual per report. We've added one visual on this report per each of our videos. And just to go through them for you. So here we have, you know what? Let me move myself out the way. Okay, let me open up just in case someone may join in that hasn't been with us before. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through the visuals that we have real quick. So this visual here is a table. This is a table visual, right? Now, all the visuals we have on here, except for one, and I'll let you know what that one is. All the visuals on here that are on here are all 4th, 5th, and 6th grade math visuals. If you've been through 4th, 5th, and 6th grade math, you can do this because it's harder for a 4th, 5th, or 6th grader to create these visuals from scratch than it is for us to create them from a Power BI report that's already built, because all we did was drag and drop. Now, there are some other things that come along with it, and I don't want to make it seem that Power BI is only drag and drop. There is a slight bit of coding. When I say slight bit, it really is a slight bit. It's nothing like Python, C++, or anything like that. It's called DAX, Data Analytics Expression, and it's super, super simple when it comes to the coding. Now, I've got friends that have been creating Power BI reports for the last 3, 4, 5 years, and they've never done any DAX. Everything is all drag and drop. But I like to teach some of the basics of coding within Power the BI and Power the BI Live, because it only enhances your skill and it makes you that much more credible when you're building out dynamic reports. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna keep moving. So this right here, this visual right here is a table visual. What does this table visual look like? It looks like a spreadsheet. At the end of the day, that's what a table is. A table is simply a spreadsheet, right? And that's all it is. Now, we built out several visuals before we came back to the table visual. But what I want to do is I want to show you two other visuals that we actually included in the table visual. What we have here is we also include, so the table visual is one visual. Then we came back and we added icons. We've got the green icons, we've got red, and we've got yellow icons. I'm not going to go into what they're all for. Just understand that you can make your report as dynamic as you want to make your report, right? So the table visual is one visual itself. Then we have the icons that we added to it, which is the green, red, and yellow icons. I don't see the yellow anywhere, but I think that triangle, yeah, here it is right here. The triangle is a yellow icon. So we added 3 icons as well. You can go back to the previous video and understand what those icons were for. Then we also added data bars to this report, to this table, right? So if I scroll down, we are going to see data bars under price. And basically what the data bar, for instance, we've got a data bar right here. And basically what the data bar represents is the data bar represents the bigger the value, the bigger the value, the longer the bar. The bigger the value, the longer the bar. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to sort this by value, by price, to see. So as we can see here, we've got Bitcoin, and Bitcoin definitely it has the greatest value. It's got the greatest bar. I'm not going to go too deep into the actual cryptocurrencies themselves. However, I will say this. I have created a YouTube thumbnail, and on that thumbnail is my Bitcoin barcode. If you want to see more cryptocurrency reports in Power BI, so you'll be able to analyze these reports on your own, just leave a small donation. Not a whole lot, just $5, something like that. In Bitcoin. I don't want American currency. No American dollars, no Japanese yen, no German marks. If you're in the crypto community, you understand what I'm saying. Small donation, $5, $10, you know what I'm saying? Just in Bitcoin. If you're in the crypto community, if you're in the Bitcoin community, you already know how to make that work. So I'm not even going to beat that dead horse. But anyway, so the longer the bar, the greater the price, right? So if you can probably use your creative imagination to understand why you may want to have data bars. But so we've added data bars to the table and we've added icons. So that's 3 different visualizations that we created here using Power BI. I am going to double click here so we can get back to our original values. So this visualization here is a pie chart. We started creating pie charts in the 4th grade, right? 4th graders can create pie charts and they got to draw the circle and put the lines through it. We can just drag and drop into a circle and it turns into a pie chart. If you can do 4th grade math, you can create a pie chart. If you can do 5th and 6th grade math, you can create a Power BI report with no problems, right? If you can do 4th grade math, you can definitely create a pie chart. Now, so that is the 4th visualization. Now, this visualization right here is called a funnel chart. This is a funnel chart, and if you can imagine, it's shaped like a funnel. It could either be, is it inverted or whatever? I don't know. But a funnel chart can come down to where the highest volume is at the top and then the lowest volume is at the bottom. Or it can have the lowest volume at the bottom and then the highest volume at the top. So it can go up and it'll spread out like a upside down triangle, upside down pyramid. Or you can do it to where it can start as an actual triangle and an actual pyramid. Now, I say that a funnel chart is not part of 4th, 5th, and 6th grade math, but I do know that pyramids are at minimum a part of 5th and 6th grade math. So again, if you've ever been in the 5th or 6th grade, you can create a funnel chart. right? As a matter of fact, if you've ever been in life in 5th or 6th grade, you can create anywhere. What I'm saying is, I can take I can take a A or a B 5th grade student, and they can make $100,000 a year creating Power BI reports. But the only reason somebody won't get them $100,000 a year is because they're only 10 or 11 or 12 years old. That's some BS. That's some BS. Now, they used to hold us back like that too. They used to say, oh, you got to have a computer science degree. You got to have a computer science. No. All you got to do is know how to do the work, baby. And what I'm telling you is the competition is so far spread out because they don't even have Power BI in colleges and universities, right? You're learning this on your own. And starting salaries are somewhere around 90. You can't get one for 85,000. I ask my students not to take anything, don't take anything less than 105 to 110. That's after 4 to 6 months. I ask them not to take anything less than $105,000 to $110,000. Now, I also ask them not to take anything more than $115,000 because the more money that's involved, $115,000, $120,000, $130,000, the expectations can kind of get a little bit hectic for you, and it can become overwhelming. The more they pay you, the more they expect it. So I'm saying go in at about what I teach you in 4 to 6 months. You can get $105,000 to $110,000 job, and you've got the network to fall back on if you run into a situation in a job to where you need some assistance. I'm going to leave that alone because that's not what this is about. But this is a funnel chart. The next visual we have up here, this is a clustered bar chart. Now, the difference between a bar chart and this visual over here is a clustered column chart. I like to explain it as a bar chart. You can sit a bar. I mean, you can sit a bottle. You can sit a bottle or a glass on a bar, right? So a bar goes horizontal. And then a column chart, as this one is right here, a column chart can hold up a roof or hold up a ceiling or something like that. So that's a clustered column chart. And then in the middle, we have a line chart. Again, these are all visualizations that have been created, that can be created in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade math. Now, I didn't tell you, but in the table visual, which again is a spreadsheet, pretty much we've taken all the different data points and we placed these in a table, right? And then what we're looking at in the pie chart is we're looking at a price tier, which would be a tier of, so we've got 17 different tiers, and then we've got, like, say for instance, $1 to $5, $5 to $10, $10 to $20. Those are different tiers. Now, those are not the exact tiers that we have on the pie chart, but that's what we do have here. We have on the pie chart, we've got different tiers. Then on the funnel chart, we are looking at the name of the cryptocurrency, and we are looking at its 24-hour percent change. Again, we are analyzing cryptocurrency. And of course, cryptocurrency is a lot more volatile than just regular stocks, right? So, there's a lot of changing that happens within a 24-hour period. Now, Mr. Microsoft, Mr. YouTube, Mr. Instagram, Mr. Facebook, they're not gonna let me get too deep into telling you exactly what all that 24-hour percent change means. But the funnel chart is analyzing 24-hour percent change. Then on our clustered bar chart, we are looking at 1 hour percent change because there is a lot of volatility. So, there could be investments you make within 1 hour on different cryptos because there's a lot of changing that's happening. I'm gonna leave that alone because I don't want anyone to shut us down. And then on the line chart, we have, again, we're analyzing the average, the 1 hour percent change, but we're also looking at the 24-hour percent change. So we're looking at the 1 hour percent change on one bar, on one line, and we're looking at the 24-hour percent change on another line. We got a lot of information that we're able to analyze here using cryptocurrency. Then on our clustered column chart, we've got the name of the cryptocurrency on the x-axis, and we got the value, the price of the cryptocurrency on the y-axis. So again, we've got 3 visuals here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see, 8, and then we've got a slicer here, and then with the slicer, we're able to select the name of a cryptocurrency so that we can see exactly what's going on with that particular crypto. Then we have a 24-hour bucket. So then there is a range within a 24-hour period, just as we had the tier, but now we can select from here and we can see which cryptos are falling within which tiers. Now, the one thing that I do like about Power BI, and I think what everyone likes Power BI that brings Power BI into their organization, is the ability when you select the visual, it interacts with all the other visuals. You can turn that off. You can say, hey, I don't want this visual to interact with this visual, or another visual to interact with this visual. But for the most part, I haven't turned any of those off. And what we have here is we've got Power BI interacting with all the visualizations, testing, just making sure that I'm still getting volume everywhere. So then we have a card, and the card pretty much, a lot of people say, oh, that's a KPI. Well, really all of this stuff is a KPI, but this is a KPI card, key performance indicator. And what this is indicating is the volatility score of the cryptocurrency. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but volatility score. If you want to know what you would use how you would use the volatility score to analyze your crypto questions in regards to how you want to invest, volatility score. Just Google volatility score. Then now here we've got count of names. We got count of names, and basically that means how many cryptocurrencies do we have? Well, we've got 11 cryptocurrencies that fall within the range of this 24-hour bucket, in addition to that has this volatility score. But I can erase this 24-hour bucket. Now I see that the average volatility score is 2.52%, and we are looking at 601 cryptocurrencies. We are able to analyze 601 cryptocurrencies. Now, over here is the average price of all the cryptocurrencies. But of course, I know that if I select Bitcoin right now is going for 74,500, 74.5. It's going for $75,000. It's going for $75,000, right? Because I didn't get the comment. I got it in decimal form. It's only because the value is so big. But right now, Bitcoin is at about $75,000. Is about worth $75,000. I'm not going to go too deep into the Bitcoin piece because, again, I don't want to get shut down. Now, so that's still not all of our visuals. What I need to do is show you the rest of the visuals. So I need to move myself. So inserting text. We can insert text on a Power BI report. So the text that we inserted was the name of the report, Power BI Crypto Report. We called it Power BI Crypto Report. And then we also added another visual, which was the Power BI logo. We used the Power BI logo. So that gave us 14 visuals that we have on this particular, that gave us 15 visuals that we have on this particular report. But I'm actually going to add 2 more visuals as we speak. And those 2 visuals, so what I'm looking at is there's a lot of space. These cards are not very big. This is a card, this is a card, this is a card. This is a slicer, and this is a slicer. There's a lot of unused space in here. And basically, when we create a Power BI report, we want to maximize on space. Now, we can increase how wide these cards are, but that'll just be wasting space because we don't really need to increase the width of these cards. So what I'm going to do is as you can see, the red line at the bottom and the red line at the top is telling me that these 2 cards are lined up with one another. So I am going to slide these cards over because I know that if I put 2 more cards in here, we'll be able to get, it'll just look cleaner because it's not so much space. Typically, I don't like to use more than about 10 visuals on a report, but given that, the nature of why we're creating this particular report, I did go with the 16 visuals, and actually it was going to be 17 visuals. but I may take a couple of visuals off. I'm not sure yet. But at the end of the day, I see that's not lined up good. What I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to line these jokers up side by side, because I thought I would be able to get 2 more visuals in here pretty clean. I think I still can, but what I am going to do is, yeah, I can get 2 in here pretty clean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the cheat code. I'm just going to highlight this bad boy. I'm going to Control C. You know what? I'm going to highlight, I'm going to Control, and I'm going to copy both of these. I'm going to go Control C, then I'm going to Control V. And the reason why I did that, oh, you know what? That's okay though. That's okay. The reason why I did that is because I wanted the cards to all remain to be the same size. Now, what I am going to do, I need to move myself. What I am going to do is because given that these 2 are the same as these 2, I'm going to take the data out of those and put 2 different pieces of data in here. So I'm going to take the counter name out of here. I'm going to select this visual again. And what I'm going to do is I am going to go grab the name of the coins. I'll put the name there. And then what I want to do is I want to say, dun, 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 dun. You know what? I thought I was going to be able to do something different there. So I'm going to take that name out, because do I have a name in here? I'm going to leave a name there. I'm going to leave a name there, because at least when I make, well, no, because I make a selection over here, I'm selecting the name. So I am going to remove that name, and I am going to grab the price. Now, as you see here, we already have the price of the Bitcoin. Or not Bitcoin, excuse me. I keep using Bitcoin interchangeably with cryptocurrency, and that is not correct. We have the name of the cryptocurrency already here. So what I am going to do is I'm going to say I want the max. So the max is going to tell me what is the highest highest price of a coin. Then I am going to take the price again. I'm going to put it in the next. Now, to be honest, the only reason why I'm adding these 2 additional visuals is simply so that we could, you know what? I'm only going to add 1, because we're just adding to be adding, and that is a waste of space. So I'm going to come here. So I've got the price here, and then I'm in this second one, I've got the price, but I'm not going to use the price of the coin. I'm going to use the max. I'm going to use max. I think that's going to work out the way I want it to. And when I say max, it should give me the highest value that's out there. Now, what I'm going to do, you guys saw me do this last night. I'm going to drag this one over to the end, over to the right, and I am going to, if you got questions or comments, please feel free. I will answer, as best I can. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, I got you, baby. So I'm going to slide this one over to the left. I lined it up. You can see the red line shows that it's lined up, and the red line should pop up here, and it shows that I'm lined up there. Now I am going to, come on, baby. Where'd my cursor go? There we go. I am going to highlight, or not highlight, but select all of my cards. I need to move myself. And I'm going to go to Format and Align, Distribute horizontally, and that looks a lot better than it did at first. So now what I want to do is I want to add, like, the blue colors that are here, the blue colors that's here, all of these are standard colors for, all of these are standard colors for Microsoft. Power BI. I don't like to use standards. I don't like to use standards. So as you can see, my logo up here is like a crimson and old gold type, darker than a burnt red or something like that. Not necessarily burnt orange. I'm not like, I'm not gonna say that, but that's not what it is. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to format the colors a little bit here. I want to format the colors. And I'm gonna start with my bar chart. Let's see, we're gonna go to visuals and bars. And now I see that my bar chart has a standard color here. I've got a hex color. And basically all I did was I went over to YouTube and I said, hey, give me some primary and secondary colors that match well with my logo colors. So I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna select here and select more colors, and I'm going to paste in that color, and I'm gonna keep that highlighted so that I can go over to my column chart, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I may change colors, I may not change colors, not sure. Let's see, so now on my funnel chart, I've got colors. So basically I'm just changing from that standard color. Now I'm gonna add some other colors as well, because just having one single color report is not that live, right? So I'm gonna come over to so I'm in data bars, and my data bar is actually gonna be in my conditional formatting, and that is in my price. So I'm gonna go to conditional formatting, and let's see, data bars, conditional formatting. Where is my data bar? Background color, font color icons. I know I'm looking all over it, but I am wasting your time. So I'm gonna move right along to the end of the story. Then I'll come back to, I guess I can keep that the same color. So I'm gonna go over to my line chart. I'm gonna go back over to format, and I am going to change the lines. Let's see, here we go, lines. And series, I'm going to call this the 1 hour percent change. I don't want to use that same red color. I'm gonna use a different color. Control C. And let's see here. Let's do a dash line. Yeah, that's kind of sweet. I like that. And then let's change the color, and let's make the color. I'm not even sure what color I just selected. I just selected another one of the hex that I have. Control V. So that works there. And then I'm going to change the 24 hour. And it's already a solid. What can I use other than a solid? Let's use dotted. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then let's use another color. And again, the colors that I'm picking from are just colors that I went over to ChatGPT and I said, hey, Mr. Chat, I want to get some colors that's going to be primary and secondary to the colors in my logo. And these are the colors that he gave me. So I'm going to change that color. I'm going to say more colors. I'm going to just do Control V. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I kind of like that. I like that little green color. Right? Now, where the biggest changes come in at is when I change the colors on the pie chart. When I change the colors on the pie chart. So I go to slices. Now, that's a bunch of colors. Typically, for a pie chart, you don't really want to, rule of thumb, you want to have somewhere around 6 to 8, no more than 10 colors on a pie chart. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 600 different pieces of the pie. We got 601 cryptocurrencies. So we got over 600 pieces of the pie. So we're not going to change all of those colors, but if you bear with me, I am going to change, let's see, count by name. I'm not even going to change those right now. You know what? If I change those right now, that would be cool because that would show you the flavor that we're working with. So just bear with me. I'm gonna change 10 of these joints. I'm gonna change the first 10. We've got, and I don't have any. I got to move myself again. I don't have any specific color. I'm just going off of colors that Mr. Chat gave back to me, and I know some of them may be pretty similar, but that's okay. That's okay, because what you're getting now is you're seeing how to change, how to make changes to the actual pie chart. Let's see. So basically, I'm just taking colors. I'm only going to take 10. I'm only going to take 10 colors. I'm not going to do 601. I just want to get a pie chart, a little flavor, not just have the standard Power BI colors inside of the report. And then we're gonna do some other little tricks as well. Control C. And I'm not a real big fan of purple, so I definitely want to get that one out of there. I'm not a hater of purple. I just don't really have anything to wear with purple. Control C. And let's see here. That might be enough. Yeah, we're not gonna add too many more because we could be all day trying to get this done with this pie chart. Now, what I want to show you here is we can add a little bit more flavor. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some shadows to the top row. I'm gonna add some shadows to the top row, right? And this is where you get them. I mean, on most jobs, they don't even want you to do all the drop shadows and stuff like that. But when you're showing it to them in the interview, man, they go crazy. They go straight crazy, right? So I added a little drop shadow right there. I'm gonna do the same thing, add a little shadow here. I'm gonna highlight here, add a little shadow. Look at that. See, we're getting flavor. We're getting flavor already. We're getting flavor already. Excuse me. Just with the shadows themselves. We didn't add some flavor to the report just by adding shadows. Now, another thing I like to do, if we got a report like this, we got shadows going across the top. What I like to do is I would take these two here and this one, or these two and then these two, and I would drop shadows on those as well. And then it gives it more flavor because it's popping up above the reports down here at the bottom. So just to show you what I'm talking about, I'm gonna add general effects, and then we're gonna drop a shadow here. Look at that, look at that, look at that. And we're gonna come over to the next visual. And I mean, it's almost a little art to it. So when it comes to Power BI, it's a little art to it. It's a little computer programming to it. It's a little computer science to it. It's a little MBA to it. It's a little bit of everything that goes along with this thing, right? So that's cool. I'm digging that. So now what I want to do is I don't just want to go with the dry white background because the report itself is already white, right? So let's come up, let's click out of the visuals, and then let's go into the page screen. Let's go into Canvas, background, and let's change the color of this background. Let's change the background color to this bad boy red here. Now, we got 100% transparency, but we can turn transparency off. Boom! Booyah! We getting there. We getting there. Now you feel me, baby. Now you feel me. Let me move myself around just a little bit. Let me move myself around just a little bit. Now we got some action. We got some action, baby. We got some action. Let's see. I'm getting a call. I have to call. Make that call back here in a minute or so. So now we're getting some action, right? Now, here's the thing. All of our visuals here have down here on the second, third, and fourth rows, the visual the visuals have rounded corners. But this visual does not have a rounded corner, which is our title of the report, which kind of gives like a little, you don't really, it's something missing. So what I want to do is I want to change the color of this background. I want to change the color. I want to change the color. I keep looking at my phones. I keep getting text messages. I'm sorry. But I want to change the color of this background to match the I want to change the color of the background to match the background of the report, because right now I'm getting, I'm kind of getting a coloring book type feel. So boom, I change that color, and then I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to, that black on red, I mean, that's cool for a football jersey, but for a Power BI report, you kind of want that title to pop out. So now I'm going to change that title to white. Boom, boom, boom. Talk to me, baby. Talk to me. Talk to me. You feel me now. You feel me. We somewhere now. So basically, I'm not really, I kind of missed the shadows a little bit when I brought the color in, but it's still kind of fresh. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the shadows on the first 3 cards, and I'm going to take the shadow off of the second 3 cards. Effects, and I'm going to remove the shadow, and I'm going to remove the shadow, and I'm going to remove the shadow. Now, you say, well, T, what difference does that make? So here's the thing. You've been watching me. You've been working with me here. Here's the thing. There's some magic, some eye psychology that's going on. As you kind of getting whoa, it's something going on. It's like some shadow there, but it's not shadow there. There's some shadow there, but it's not shadow there. So what I'm saying is, even though the shadow doesn't seem super obvious, but it's there, it's eye-catching enough where it creates the illusion to be eye-catching enough to someone that you're showing your portfolio to where it's like, man, what? That's kind of dope. And that's what I'm saying. At that point, they're kind of, I ain't gonna say scared, but they really kind of intimidated to ask you a whole bunch of questions because they interviewing you for the job. They're interviewing you for the job. Let me make sure I'm still getting testing. Yeah, I'm still getting volume. So they're interviewing you for the job, but they don't want to seem like it's something that they don't know, right? So then they're gonna ask you, it looks like your card, like one card is popping off, but one card is not, and then you got a couple, how did you select your colors? And they're not gonna ask you all that. You show them this, this Power BI report in your portfolio, you got about 5 minutes at a high level to tell them how you built this report. You got about 5 minutes. At that point, I'm telling you, they're done. It's a matter of, okay, cool, it goes into a real social conversation, or this is good stuff, we'll get back to you, or, you're on the round 2 for the interview. And typically Power BI jobs, now I've gotten Power BI jobs in one interview. The report, the portfolio sells itself. I have gotten jobs in one interview. The average number of Power BI jobs is typically 3 rounds. The first round is you're going to be talking to the recruiter. Then the recruiter, who really knows nothing about Power BI, they're just trying to see if you know enough to convince them that you know enough about Power BI. Then they're going to turn you on to the hiring manager. You're going to speak with the hiring manager. The hiring manager is either going to give you the job within 24 hours, or they're going to say, hey, I want you to meet with some other guys on the team, just see, how you gel, boom, 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 whoop-de-whoop. So bottom line is, when it comes to Power BI, man, if you get a call today for a Power BI job, you get an interview probably tomorrow, and within a week, you could have a job. Now, that's saying you understand, you can really build a Power BI report. right? I'm just giving you, what the process looks like. It's not some long drawn out, we'll catch you in 6 weeks or 6 months or something like that. But it's so many Power BI jobs that are out there. There's so many Power BI jobs that are out there that they're everywhere. I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't know if I am signed in or not. Let's see. I don't know if I remember my password. Let's see. Power. I'm not gonna do that right now. I'll do this in another video. What I was about to do is publish it. So basically, what I'm going to do, and stick with me because we're about to wrap this thing up, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do for you guys. I'm gonna publish this report. I'm gonna update this to be a little bit more dynamic for actual cryptocurrency investors and developers of Power BI, but more so for the crypto guys that want to use a report to analyze their cryptocurrency. But I'm gonna publish this, and then I'm gonna create an app within Power BI. It's not gonna be an app that's gonna be on the App Store or the Google Play Store. Power BI has an app itself, and if I create it as an app, then I will be able to provide it to individuals that want to utilize it as a tool for investment strategies. But I'm going to leave that alone. I'll leave that there. What we came in today for, this is what we came in today for, was to create this particular report, because what I really wanted to do was get your feedback as to what else could be done for this report prior to me going into Power of the BI Live, so that I can, enhance it a little bit more or answer some questions that I may have went a little too fast on, or give some more information because I went too slow, But at the end of the day, we built this report in 15 videos. Well, we built this report in 16 videos. So that was the whole premise of this report. Now, getting on into what I said I would have for you guys at the end of this video. So this is video number 16 of 16 of creating a Power BI report that I'm going to be using to teach at Power of the BI Live. Power of the BI Live is going to be May 1st and May 2nd in Dallas at the Omni Hotel. There are several Omni hotels in Dallas. The one we're going to be at is, hold on, testing. Still got volume. Okay, the Omni Hotel that we're going to be at is the Omni downtown Dallas. I'm getting no kickbacks, there's no discounts, and I'm not getting any money on the table from Omni. I just decided that it was, the Omni had an experience that I would like to provide additional Power BI experience in. So that's why I chose the Omni. But Power of the BI Live is going to be at the Omni Hotel downtown Dallas. If you're interested in coming from other areas and you want to stay at the host hotel that I'm calling the host hotel, make your reservations at the Omni Hotel. You can make reservations, I know, as early as yesterday, and then you could cancel if you decided you did not want to come to Power of the BI Live within a certain time period. I want to say it was 48 or 72 hours. I'm not totally sure. If you make the reservations, I need you to check. I don't want you to take my word for that. In addition to, you would also need to register for Power of the BI Live Dallas. And you can go to my website, powerofthebi.com, powerofthebi.com. Now, I teach two courses. I teach several courses. One is Power of the BI, which is a 16-week course. Power of the BI Live Dallas is a 2-day course where I'm teaching for 16 hours. I'm going to be teaching a 16-week course in 16 hours. Advantage for guys that'll be participating, or guys and ladies that are participating in Power of the BI Live Dallas, is you will also be receiving 4 months of Power of the BI Live at no cost. You will be getting Power of the BI Live at no additional cost. Power of the BI Live is, I don't know, I think the last cost was somewhere around $3,000. But you'll be getting that for 4 months at no cost. So if you participate in Power of the BI Live Dallas, you will be able to participate in Power of the BI online course for 4 months at no cost, which means you'll have all access to everything, Power of the BI and all of its courses, and you'll be able to log on and network or communicate with myself once a week during class time, in addition to there is another day during the week where we have a guest come in, and you will be able to communicate with that guest as well when it comes to Power BI. And if you just happen to get a job within, a shorter period of time than 4 months than what I normally predict, you will also have access to our Black Club community where we meet, and we're on Telegram. And if you have an issue on the job within that 4 month period, you get all access, as all Power of the BI Live Power of the BI Live students get, and mentees get. You will have access to a plethora of individuals that can walk you through situations, to get you out of situations, and to help you to get. Why did my screen go out? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why my screen just went out. I don't know what just happened. My screen just went out. Oh, there we go. But my camera's on. My camera's on, my TV's on, my monitor's on, my computer's on, my phone's on. I don't know what is going on in here. Okay, we're back. So, camera 2. I don't know what camera 2 is. Oh, that's my computer. Anyway, I digress. So you will get access to all things Power BI for 4 months for free. Whereas those that participate in Power of the BI, the online 16-week course, they get access, I want to say that's 2 years. I want to say they get access for 2 years, in addition to all the networking and the classes and all that kind of stuff. It's a whole bunch of stuff out there. You can go to powerofthebi.com. You can find out all of that kind of stuff. So if you participate in Power of the BI Live, you will get access to all things Power of the BI for 4 months for free. Mentorship, human resource information, resume building, the whole nine. Unlimited for 4 months. In addition to, here's the kicker. For the next 4 hours, now, I'm sure that this is going to be clipped and rebroadcast prior to, because I know that the shorts are going out all the time. The shorts and the clips and all that stuff are going out all the time on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Now, the long form video, it won't go back out, and it won't be published until much later after Power of the BI Live. But the shorts, if you are seeing this as a clip or a short after what's today? March 18th at 10 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, 11 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Pacific. If you're seeing this video more than 4 hours after that particular time, you're probably too late. Okay? Because here's the deal. For the next 4 hours, we are going to, you know what? I'm going to extend this. I'm going to say for the next 12 hours. No, for the next 8 hours. For the next 8 hours, if you send me a message, send me a comment, send me a DM, send me an email that says Power Now. Send me an email that says Power Now, POWERNOW, Power Now. You get to participate in Power of the BI Live Dallas for only $250. Now, space is already limited, and we don't have very many spaces left. But yeah, you're right. I should put a limit on it. For the first 10 people that respond to me, email, comment, or DM within the next 8 hours, Power Now, POWERNOW, Power Now, you will get access, you have access to registering for Power of the BI Live Dallas for only $250. Now that does not include your hotel reservation or any travel costs. It does not include hotel costs or any travel costs. That only covers your registration of Power of the BI Live Dallas. But it is only $250, but only for the next 8 hours. And it's only for the next 10 individuals that send me the information. So if you're serious, if you want to participate in Power of the BI Live Dallas, email, DM me, or just comment power now. Now, when I send you the link, when you say power now and I send you the link, I'm telling you, you've got, I'm gonna say 120 minutes to complete your registration. You've got 120 minutes to complete your registration from the time that I send you the link for signing up. Otherwise, it's not gonna happen. But anyway, that is all I have. Thank you for joining in on video 16 of 16. And if you have any suggestions, comments that you can provide me to make me provide a better experience to the students that will be participating in Power of the BI Live Dallas on May 1st and May 2nd at the Dallas Omni Hotel, downtown Dallas, I would greatly appreciate your comments and your feedback, positive or negative. I take negative comments as constructive criticism. Anyway, thank you for joining in, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.